New York Times writing that Democrats are now getting handcuffed in Trump's crackdown. Here with more reaction, Project 21 Chairman Horace Cooper, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. I think it will be a decade or more, Horace Cooper, that we continue to see the aftermath of the devastating national security breach allowed by Joe and Kamala and Alejandro Mayorkas and Democrats that were complicit and the media that was complicit. Your thoughts?
Well, I agree. Just take a look at what the American people can see. New reports that came out showing that unemployment in the sanctuary city areas, the dark blue states, is higher than it is nationally. That our public schools in those same places are performing far worse. For as much as I can recall over the last 20 years, one of the few things that the blue states could claim is their schools performed better. Now we can see that this overcrowding, this destruction of social services by this invasion has proved that it is terribly devastating in our cities, and millions of Americans are watching. They voted for Donald Trump precisely to stop this, to reverse this. It's a heavy lift. It's going to take a while. The challenge is that our friends on the left don't appear to understand just how serious this problem is.
Joe Concha.
Democrats begging to be handcuffed and booked, Sean. I mean, what we're watching is arrest porn. It's cheesy performance art. Thanks, I came up with that. It's cheesy performance art, and the acting is as bad.
I hate when a guest has a better line than the host. But that was a good line. I wish I thought of that.
That was a good line.
You can borrow it, use it on the radio show tomorrow. That's fine. But again, what I'm seeing is cheesy performance art.
Millions of people will know I stole it from you, so it's no good to me anymore.
All right, good point. I'll send you another one that I may have ready. But yeah, look, this is as bad as anything you'll see at 3 o'clock in the morning on Cinemax, as far as like the acting that we're seeing from the Alex Padillas of the world. And some men run towards danger. Democrats are running towards the camera. They're high on their own supply. And most of the American people are wise to this act, though. Recent Harvard-Harris poll, Mark Penn, shows that 80% of the American people support the deportation of those here in the country legally who have committed crimes. I don't know how that's not 99%, but that's still an overwhelming number. And Democrats, at least those not named John Fetterman, have decided to take the side of murderers, rapists, gang members, child molesters, and this will ensure that they're not going to win any national elections until this changes. But I don't think it's going to, Sean, because many Democrats, they're taking their cues from the New York Times or the Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, and that's like taking your cues from, the inmates at Arkham. They got to find another moral compass, because this is not the way to go at this point.
And Horace, Joe's right. On every 80-20 issue, championing the rights of men to play women's sports, illegal immigration, cutting out waste, fraud, and abuse, making sure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, they're on the wrong side. They take the 20% side, which goes against all logic. And then they listen to the most extreme radical elements in their party. I mean, I'm fine with it. Keep going the way you're going. Don't change. But what are your thoughts? Why would they do that?
If this wasn't a movement and these were individuals, clinicians would call this behavior self-harm. They are destroying their party, their efforts, and their prospects. There is a rendezvous with destiny coming up, and it's called the 2026 elections. Those elections are going to be painful, and they're going to pay the price.
If the economy's unleashed and Donald Trump could bring about peace and remove the threat of nuclear capability of Iran, I don't see how he loses. Joe, you get the last 15 seconds.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? It's the economy is stupid, but boy, if you could take out Iran's nuclear facilities without one U.S. weapon doing it and bring peace to that region and to Ukraine and Gaza, I don't see what Democrats could possibly run on at this point, Sean. 14 seconds.
Well, they probably will use bunker busters. That would be ours, but we'll see in the maybe hours to come. Thank you both.